Hi everybody, welcome to Evening TV. I'm Evening Ransom, and today I wanted to talk to you about a red flag called mirroring. Mirroring. It happens along a spectrum, a continuum, and the overt narcissist is the one who's got the obvious behaviors. That's the Trumps. That's the Donald Trumps that we all can spot him, look at him, see that's a guy that's grandiose. He's a bit offensive. He's not like everybody's favorite guy. A lot of people don't like him. And he's kind of like, take me or leave me. This is who I am, kind of a thing. Versus sociopath, who is much more into manipulation. He is into hiding that's who he is. He doesn't want you to know that that's who he is. He wants you to think that he is anything but a narcissist. He wants you to think that he is an empath. He wants you to think that he is just the nicest guy in the world or a girl in the world, just the sweetest thing can be. These are the ones that are going to be the ministers, the volunteers, the father of the year. That's them. Overt narcissists. It suits Donald Trump that he would be an entrepreneur, a businessman, right out there. He's not trying to pretend to be the nicest guy in the world. He's not trying to pretend to be anything that he's not. That's the difference. And like I've said many times, I got a real up close personal look at the different types because my father is an overt narcissist. My ex-husband was a dyed-in-the-wool sociopath, and he was actually diagnosed as a sociopath. And so my father did not do the mirroring at all. This is not something I would have seen with my father at all. He, in fact, set himself apart from people more than try to be like them. He was just who he was, and that was that. He wasn't trying to be like anybody. He wasn't trying to win any popularity contests. My ex-husband, on the other hand, he mirrored so much that I really literally have no idea who he was, because we were married for 12 years, and the things that, like, my sons would go on to tell me that he says and does now, or since we broke up, don't even sound anything like him. Like, for instance, I never once heard him make a racial slur. Never once heard him make a racial slur the entire time we were together. Because, of course, I don't do that. Apparently, he does that all the time now. And his new wife, they say, because my kids just really hated it. They're like, oh, you just can't believe, they sound like such bigots. They say, like, these race, and I'm like, I'm just shocked by it. I'm absolutely just I can't believe it. And it kind of bothers me because I think there's a million reasons for me to think, God, I was married to that guy, but it's just one more reason to, think I was married to someone who would be like that. Whole way that he dresses, like, and we had all kinds of things. So the whole relationship, of course, was based on these things that I felt like we had all this stuff in common, and I don't know how much of it was true at all. In fact, I doubt very much of it was true, because even like the house where he lives now, he lives in a kind of a neighborhood where he and I would talk about, oh, we would never want to live in a neighborhood like this, like a real keep up with the Joneses kind of neighborhood. That's exactly where he lives now. He drives exactly the kind of cars that it was completely not our style, the way that he lives now. So he obviously is mirrored to the wife that he has now, and he was obviously mirroring me. So it's interesting. I guess it's kind of interesting because I can see who he thought. I guess I can see myself through his eyes. I can see like who he thought I was, based on what he was telling me that he wanted. But really, it's an incredible skill that he could pick up on that so quickly, in order to figure out exactly who you are and who he needs to be for you to feel like you're alike. And it's a really smart thing to when you're wanting to love bomb someone, you want to get them to get inside their head. You're wanting them to see the similarities between you. You're wanting them to see you as very alike, and especially it works great if they're feeling not alike, not very connected to other people. Like they're feeling kind of like the family doesn't really get them, or maybe they're new in town, or they don't have a lot of friends around them. They're not real connected to a lot of other people. If you can come in and if they can swoop in and get you to feel like it's you and me against the world, we're soulmates, you and me against the world. I'm the one who gets you. You're the one who gets me. We're special together, you and I together. If they can get you to buy into that myth, that storyline, then you're really hooked. Then you get really, really hooked. And that's how they can get you to get really addicted to them. So the mirroring is something to watch out for. And I don't, honestly and truly, I don't know how you would even know. Once you know this stuff and you're looking out for it, because that'd be a whole different ball game for me, because I never really was dating knowing all this ahead of time. If you know all this ahead of time, I guess what you would look for is you would look for someone who changes abruptly. So like say they show up one way at your first date, then they size you up, and then they start acting differently after that, subsequently after that. That would be one, that would probably be the best way to be able to tell. And of course it's a fine line, because there is a certain amount of that we do that's normal in relationships. There's a certain amount of the bending and changing and compromising that we do to get to be more like somebody else, to be a compatible partner. And so, my husband and I were quite different when we met, and we're much more alike now than we were when we met. We have definitely much more in common, and we're more similar now than we were. So it's not altogether completely uncommon, but if someone is mirroring, they love all your same stuff, the same style of clothes, the same style of homes, the same taste in music, the same taste in food, the same taste in restaurants, the same taste in people, the same everything like that, and it's just all very much like you. You might just kind of keep an eye open to see if and maybe watch their friends to see if their friends are going, that's different, or that's not how they, see if you can pick up on if there's any red flags coming from their friends interpreting them as doing anything differently than they were normally. But yeah, so mirroring is something to watch out for. And, and it's crazy because I guess they just don't have enough, they don't have a sense of who they are, because to me it's so creepy that my ex-husband is doing things like, houses and clothes and stuff is one thing, but when you're talking about like saying racial slurs and just a whole way of being, like he's got this very negative vibe now, the way that my son talks about the things that he says, it's a whole negative vibe that he didn't have when we were, just a real pessimistic sort of vibe, but which was not him at all when we were together. When we were together, he was the life of the party. He was like gregarious guy that everybody loved, and it sounds like he just became very grumpy and grouchy and just a completely different kind of a person. So, that's unusual that, someone would just be changed so much. And of course, the woman that he's with is nothing like me. We're just complete and total opposites. She's really very much just like him. Mirroring, a red flag. Okay, that was an easy one. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.